Hey there, beer tubers! Welcome back to Maxwell Star. Or no, Maxwell
Hello,
Star. Your
comrade
host, Maxwell Star, comrade. We are doing an episode of beer analysis tonight that wasn't what was planned. Where we were going to do IPA 22, but then only two people actually could get the beer because LCBO, you're slipping up and you're not sending that beer up to North Bay where Carrie and Lady Lee can get it.
Meanwhile, Greg can probably get it.
Greg could probably get it and send it to everybody, but he doesn't. So anyway, so tonight we're doing a really special, another kind of special beer. This one is Chernigivske.
Wow.
The beer with the profits going to Ukrainian relief. Slava Ukraini, however you pronounce it. Anyway, so yes, we're gonna do Chernigivske tonight, and it's drink this thing, get smashed drunk for a good cause. So first and foremost, let's get down to who we have with us, of course, starting with the beard himself, Mr. Redbeard, who is live with us tonight, not just digital this time. So, hi, Redbeard.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing okay tonight. The city is stupid, and people in it need to be burned alive. And
don't you work for the city?
Not the city employees, the degenerates that throw things through car windows in the city need to be burned alive.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're talking about you got free rock there the other day.
Yeah, part of my neighbor's retaining wall thrown through the window of my car.
So you didn't get to the rock.
Well, you should sue your neighbor, really.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't use the proper construction adhesive. It shouldn't have been that easy to take apart. You're not wrong, Greg. You're not wrong.
Exactly.
But
yes.
Aside from that, still kind of weighing on me and pissing me off internally. I'm doing well. Yeah. Good times.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Beardo. And the other one we have with us is, of course, Arnold showing his ass.
And the other one, look, there's some naked Arnold for Lady Lee's pleasure.
Lazy Arnold.
I know there's a little bit of Arnold wiener there. That's because I know Lady Lee is going to enjoy that this evening. Hey, you know what? She likes the nude, so let's indulge her.
You want to some penis on the show?
I mean, well, who knows? I mean, we've got a 6-pack each of these, so I mean, there might be shirts off by the end of the episode. Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here, Nick. Happy to be here for apparently a good cause. I always question how much of this actually goes to Ukraine, but hopefully at least a portion or a good portion of it. And otherwise, all hail King Charles III. Cheers.
Yep. That's a royal way to put it. So
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get political.
Oh, don't offend anybody with your royalisms. I don't know. I don't have anything against royal family personally, but anyway.
Poor Princess Diana.
Yeah. Anyway.
Did she die?
Let's not go. Right. Anyway, so let's get down to the history before we read any comments here. Which I see Lee's in the chat. Hi, Lee.
Hi, Lady Lee.
So, by the way, I will say happy birthday, Lady Lee. So she's in the chat earlier since she's not here tonight. She's getting drunk.
She's probably seeing like 3 of us at this point.
Okay. All right. So history here. History time with Maxwell Star. Chernigivske is a pale lager from Chernihiv in Ukraine, which is northeast of Kiev, which is pretty close to the regions which are actually being where the Ukrainian forces are actually pushing the Russians out right now. So Chernihiv. Those fucking Putin. Anyway, yeah, fuck you, Putin.
Poor Putin.
Ukraine. It was a pale lager from Chernihiv, Ukraine. It was first brewed in 1998 as a gift from the communist government to celebrate the town's 1300th anniversary. 1300 years. Wow. It was the first beer in the USSR brewed to European standards, so it was definitely changing times there at the late 80s, early 90s. Since the fall of the Soviet Union, the beer has become a symbol of Ukrainian culture and their people, becoming a sponsor of the Ukrainian national football team and an official sponsor of the 2010 FIFA World Cup that was held in Ukraine. In 2011 and 2012, they had a successful ad campaign with the tagline, Chernigivske, born in Ukraine. as a tagline, which launched it into the country's national identity. So you can kind of compare it to like Molson Canadian, I guess. So it's the Molson Canadian Ukraine.
Nice.
So today it is brewed in 3 breweries located in Chernihiv, Kharkiv, and Mykolaiv. Not sure if there's anything left of the Kharkiv one, but all of the Ukrainian is brewed. The beer is brewed from all Ukrainian malted barley, which they have a fuck ton of them over there. It is the brewery itself is currently owned by, of course, AB InBev. In April of 2022, following the Russian invasion, AB InBev announced that it would be brewing Chernigivske for several countries, with the proceeds going to humanitarian relief efforts. Countries include Canada, United States, the UK, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. So Chernigivske is a 4.8% ABV pale lager, Canadian distribution of which was brewed by AB InBev in New Jersey in the United States. That's why it says United States on the can. So unfortunately, we don't have access to the actual Ukrainian brewed version, which would have been cool, but there's a good reason why we wouldn't be able to get that right now. Maybe in the future, they'll up their distribution to be worldwide once they kick the fucking Russians out. All right. So let's get down to it. Who do we have? Let's go over to Redbeard, and I don't imagine you have a history with this beer.
I'm this far through my 7th beer because I have previously bought a 6-pack to the 6-pack that I have now. So there's my history.
Right on. And Pax, what's your history with this beer?
Pax has no history. They did not give him a mouth.
It should be like fake Fax because he's a fake Max. He's fake dog.
Well, we went with Pax because he's plush Max. But his history is pretty much non-existent because I can't get it into him. I can't even hoop it because he doesn't have a butthole either.
Jesus.
So
I thought he was supposed to be a good
It
replica.
would be the first time you cut a butthole into something to fuck it.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but not my type. I respect Pax's dignity. Anyways, speaking of buttholes, this is my 3rd beer of my 6-pack. I just poured my 3rd beer. So that's my history.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Let's go to me. And of course, my history is pretty much the same as Greg's. Although I bought this 6-pack, I think, last weekend, and I drank 2 over the weekend. So I'm having my 3rd one now. That's really such an I've heard of this beer before. I remember trying to find out like Eastern European beers that would be a great like tribute beer to the war in Ukraine back several months ago when we actually did I forget which beer we actually did. That was in support of the war effort. We did one on BA 101. Maybe we did like an episode like bring your own European lager, or was it Wernsgruner that we did? I gotta look it up. But either way, we did a beer on this, and I was kind of wishing we could get something that came from an Eastern European country, and which is kind of cool because I like kind of exploring the lagers that you get from countries like that. Like I've had beers from like Poland, and I think we even had one from Hungary at one point. So stupid camera. Anyway, I think we had a Romanian beer at one point. Of course, like lots of Polish lagers.
Yeah, Polska. And every one of them a 10 out of 10, no doubt.
All right. So anybody here want to read comments?
I guess I could.
There you go. The great.
All right.
All right. Hold on. I was on here a second ago. Oh, no. My live chat's not working. What's going on here? All right. Let's try this again. Oh, my God. I've just humiliated myself. Why is it not loading comments? Oh, my God. I feel like an old person. There we go. All right. So Miss Birthday Lady Lee Hardy says, I need to beat Mr. Lee to the punch. What's next week's beer? And then she confirmed Arnold's status. Excellent. Then Lee Russell, boo, boo, the birthday girl. She should be birthday now. What's next week's beer? Then he also says there's no dignity in having a stuffed replica of a dead pet. I disagree. I feel there's plenty of dignity to it.
Well, that's a form of art. He has a replica of a dead pet in painting form. Like it's just different strokes for different folks.
I think Lee might just be a little jealous because it's harder to fuck his painting.
Lee's just upset that the queen's dead, you know.
Well, guys, that's a tough topic for him. Let's not go. And then love them tributes to horrific wars.
Yeah, well.
Hey, you know what? Star Wars was horrific. Do you know how many people died on Alderaan? But we still enjoy it.
I had a lot of friends with that Death Star.
That's right.
You know what? I gotta just quickly. This beer is incredibly easy drinking. Beer number 2 getting cracked right now.
It is very drinking. Very. It is. Very
Yes, we are very drinking. Good times.
Yeah, it was Wernsgruner. We did Wernsgruner from Eastern Germany, so it as a tribute to Ukraine. It was like the most Eastern European beer we could get at the time.
I don't know.
Now we can actually get. Not that this is really the Ukraine beer in. Maybe it shows. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder what the. I'm sure there's some differences, even if they are using the same recipe and ingredients and shit. I'm sure there's some variances in the brewing, just the breweries themselves. It'd be interesting to try the actual Ukrainian version.
Yeah, like I've had, like going back to an example, I think I had like Guinness Extra Stout, not the foreign extra, but the extra stout. In like the U.S. version, which was brewed by Moosehead, and I had the Labatt version from Ontario, which was, and they were completely different beers. Despite I think even like Guinness even sent the syrup or something like that. Their malt and like whatever the ingredients are in the form of a syrup. So all they do is just ferment it. So but they were completely different beers. Like the Labatt was just gross, and the Moosehead version was actually pretty good. But we're talking about something they had like 10 years ago at this point. So but I remember there being a stark difference between the two of them, even though they were apparently the same recipe. It all comes down to the treatment of who's brewing it in the first place. But
yeah,
and you know, it's one thing to have the same ingredients. It's also the process of brewing. The equipment it's being brewed on is going to change things like subtle things like the temperature, what quality the water source is going to have. So it could coming out, you know, like maybe this one's got a little bit more cardboard or a little bit more sulfur, or it's thinner or something like that than if it were brewed in its original environment.
When they started brewing Steam Whistle and Etobicoke, vastly different taste to the Toronto version. Now, part of it could have been the water, part of it could have been the equipment, who knows? But it tasted different. That was the thing.
That shitty Etobicoke stolen toilet paper.
Stolen. Yes, they filtered it through stolen toilet paper. That was their plan.
Well, it's all the water source that comes from like having the water, like the sewer, the water filtration system.
I'm pretty sure all our water has been previously pooped in at some point.
Well, if not by humans, but then by fish. Like I'm pretty sure every single bit of water.
Well, the water in Etobicoke is reclaimed from sewage, so it's waste treatment from like basically water that was waterlogged with toilet paper.
There we go, Nick. You made it. You got there eventually.
Here's the full circle right there. I got there eventually.
Jesus. Nice.
Listen, in Etobicoke, we hang our toilet paper online so it can be dried and used a few times.
Hey, you get yourself a bidet. You could actually do that. Just saying.
I should give myself a bidet and then a plumber to install it for me.
Some of that Mississauga house money.
No, I got a leak in the pool. I can't afford anything else.
Oh, you gotta wait till payday, huh? Oh, right.
I don't get paid anymore. This is a problem.
Wait, you can't claim EI?
No, unfortunately, I should try, but it won't work because I didn't get fired. That's okay though.
All right.
PAX will support me.
Any
Just
more
get it like-
comments here we want to read?
Oh, yeah.
Your final thoughts.
Lee's painting is not. You know what, Lee? If your painting might be creepy to a cat. I don't know. Maybe.
Are we reading the rest of the comments?
Yeah, read some more. Read some more comments.
Okay.
Because
So yeah, as Carrie
it's filler
said,
time. There's only 3 of us here.
creepy. I don't know. It's probably creepy because it probably watches you at night. It's like, Lee, Lee, do you remember me, Lee? Oh,
It's a
Lee.
plush toy that's almost an accurate replica of your old dog, basically. So it's like
It is
Max is
pretty
still with us.
accurate. I'll one day I'll have to get one of Arnold, and there'll be 2 of them. It'll be real weird.
It's like me having a Garfield up on the shelf there, except for it's not quite as creepy because it's not a real cat.
I was gonna say, did you ever have a cat that looked exactly like Garfield?
Yeah, he had freakishly large eyes. And he died from health complications. You know, like
I also had a dog that was yellow and really yappy.
oh, he was like.
All right, hold on. Let's
Somebody's feeding this cat lasagna, so of course it died from jaundice.
Don't feed your fucking cat lasagna. Jesus Christ. Even though I know the cat will probably eat it, it's just like you shouldn't feed your cat lasagna. It's just not good. But anyways, Papa Jojo 7.
Right.
I think he's a regular. He's been on before, hasn't he?
He's been on before, yeah.
Coors Light is my favorite beer from Mother Ukraine. I didn't know it was made in Ukraine, but why not?
Made everywhere.
Also, Papa Jojo might be Chris Lezak. We don't know. Then we go, nor did I make any dignity claims. I don't remember what we said about that, but don't worry, Lee. Nobody's accusing you of having dignity. You hang out with us, of course. Papa Jojo 7 sounds legit. Fair enough. Bubba Sades, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, says, where's Oreo? He didn't really spell Oreo right, but where's the dude? There's the dude.
Yeah, I shot you.
Oh, okay. So
I'll get him to say hi. There he goes.
hello, Oreo.
He's so vicious.
Oh, Nick's getting his Garfield.
Jesus.
Jamie, get ready to gift this.
Oh, I'll bring Oreo back. I love it.
Yeah, torture the poor dog.
Maybe there's a gift for the night.
Oh,
big fat hairy deal.
You're so silly.
All right.
there, buddy. No, Arnold's not having any of it.
All right.
Okay, back to comments. Western Canadian reviewer says, I'm not reading the comments, so what is next week's beer? Okay, thank you, Dan, for your contribution. Papa Jojo 7 says, straight from the Rockies, Coors Light. So he likes his Coors Light. And Mr. Russell says, how the fuck does a cat know what a painting even is, Carrie?
It wouldn't know what it is. It might see it on the wall and be like, oh my God, there's a dog on the wall. What's going on? That's creepy. That's all I was saying.
It's true. It could still feel fear without knowing what it's scared of.
Yeah, it's the same as an animal looking at the TV or something like that.
Then Lee Russell says, the painting is in possession of my mother, you heartless fucks. We are pretty heartless. He's not wrong there. But,
wait a
minute. Are we making fun of a painting of his late mother, the Queen?
No, but wait, he just.
His mother's not the queen. I mean, maybe she's the queen of his household, but she's not.
Your mother's in the painting's possession is what you typed.
No, didn't he make a painting?
No, the painting's in
No, I know, but the way he typed it, the painting is in possession of my mother. That's not right.
I don't see why that's.
No, I think it wasn't a painting of bear or something that he made.
Yeah. It's a very nice painting. It's a very nice painting.
But he's right. We are heartless fucks. So thank you, Lee, for calling us out on that. And then final thing is Nick possibly equating a stuffed representation of a fictional cat to Greg's dead dog and my dead dog is insulting. Well, that's what Nick does. That's exactly what Nick does. Oh, here comes. Oh no, Arnold's attacking back.
He's sniffing his butt.
No, he was biting his leg. Look at him. He's like a shark. Now he's angry. And Papa Jojo 7 says, I love you guys. I've actually watched for a few years. When I see online, I always say Coors Light to troll your sophisticated beers. Keep up the good show. We are not sophisticated by any means.
We are not absolutely sophisticated. Sometimes
Don't
the beers are more
Cheers,
sophisticated
Papa.
than us.
Don't ever fool
Cheers,
yourself.
man.
Yeah, cheers. You should come on the show sometime if you can get the beer.
Yeah, Lee said it's in her possession. That's not what saying in possession of your mother. That's like the opposite. Just saying. It's just fun. Hey, I have Lake of Bay's new black IPA.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
That's today.
we should do some Lake of Bay stuff. I don't know if I can get that one, but I'll see what I got.
Lake of Bay's new black IPA. I thought
Lake
they
of
released
Blaze. This is like a marijuana beer, isn't it?
It's called Storm Chaser.
I thought, didn't they release that last year or something? From what I remember, I thought they had a black IPA, but maybe not.
I'm sure they've had one, but I don't know if it was the same one. I don't
Lake
know.
of Bays is one of those where it might be good, it might not. They're a little bit of an iffy brewery where you never know what you're going to get from them.
You're not wrong.
So I only get 2 Lake of Bay's beers. Daydreamin' Fruited Ale and Flight Plan Double IPA. And they're both discounted, so I think they're on clearance. Ooh, Flight Plan Double DD Double IPA. That's like 8%. I should get one of those. $4.39. That's not a bad price for it.
And then
we'll think about it.
we have continued comments.
fix them up
Papa
for a month.
Jojo7 says cheers, and then he says, how many years? I'm not entirely sure what he means by that, what he's asking. So
Oh, I love you guys. Cheers. How many years? If you're talking like how many years we've been doing BA 101, then August was our 5th anniversary, so we've been doing it since 2017. And before that, me, Greg, and Redbeard wasn't around. We're on another show called BDU or Beard Weaves United on Albino Rhino's channel. So we kind of like when he stopped doing BDUs, we came over and started doing our own analysis shows.
Well, I remember he used to just still do his BDU stuff on Wednesdays while we were doing beer analysis and like.
Oh yeah, there was like a little while there he started doing it again.
that was
Invite
a
us.
little bit of a weird overlap.
Yeah, that was a weird time. He blamed it on the drugs he was taking, but it was just like,
wow.
Dude, like we would have been there, we would have hung out with you after the show, but we didn't even get fucking invited half the time for these.
Well, Chad's still in the Arctic. He's welcome to join us if he ever wants to.
Yeah,
or
if
if
he
he's
can get the
ever able
beer. Well, he could just pop on like the Discord chat or something and chat every once in a while. He's done that in the past, but he hasn't done it in a while.
Listen, he's too busy. He's too busy raising 18 children and 25 dogs.
Bubba Said says, what happened to Radar?
He's still alive and well.
He's still alive. He's still around. He's just hasn't been on the show for a bit. Like, he's random when he pops on.
Yeah, he's kind of very much his own schedule, and if it doesn't adhere to that, then he's not gonna deviate. Kind of, yeah.
He currently works at a automobile dealership where he enjoys flatulating in automobiles.
Specifically the ones that are Parliament related, as he's in Ottawa.
Yes. Well, now he'll be arrested, but that's okay. We still love him.
I'm sure the Canadian government is, totally spying down, watching these hangouts and keeping tabs. For sure.
They want to know who's farting in their vehicles.
Well, I mean, it's kind of nice to know that at least somebody's doing the proper duty of farting in a government vehicle before he gives it to them.
I mean,
that's the proper duty. Okay.
Anyway, it definitely is the duty.
It's
all right.
What the Queen would have wanted.
Well, if you've watched House of the Dragon, you know what doing your duty means.
I love incest.
Oh god! All right. So speaking of,
there you go, Jamie.
Let's move on. Let's move on here. All right, Greg, what did you think of this beer?
Oh, geez, I'm first now.
Yeah, sure. I was supposed to be Greg. Yeah, Carrie.
It's actually interesting because we're doing this. It's actually interesting that we're doing this after, after we did the whatever the fuck the Amsterdam beer, the 3-speed that we did last week. We did that last week, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Arnold is not pleased. So this isn't quite as clean as that. So I mean, if you're going for a nice lager, with just enough taste for it to be good, not too heavy. This one's just a tad too heavy compared to that one. That one is just kind of like, just enough taste, but it's clean drinking. You can just knock it back. This one's got a little more meat to it. Like it's definitely got. I would say it's less of a pool beer because in a hot weather, I almost feel like it's too heavy of a lager. But that being said, I'm not by a pool right now. It is getting a tad bit cold outside, not too bad, but so I would definitely say this could be more of a fall lager where it is a little heavier.
A flogger.
Flogger. There we go. A flogger. Facts and flogger.
I said full lager, but flogger works too.
Well, whatever. Tomato. 4.8%. So it's still a light beer. I would actually think this would be more like in the 5.5 range. Like this to me tastes a little heavier than it is. Which I guess it could be because I think you're allowed like half a percentage to be off or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, it's for style, I would say it's still a pretty good lager. And for something that's actually brewed by Labatt, I believe, it says all Labatt profits go to humanitarian relief. So, I mean, this technically is a Labatt product. And I gotta say, I get no taste of corn syrup or corn chips or anything like that. So, I mean, it's very smooth, very clean. Tastes like what I imagine is probably closer to what its European counterpart should taste like because it doesn't have that nasty American macro taste. So I would say as a style, 8 out of 10. I would say it does a good job of making a pretty good lager, pretty crushable. We'll see how I feel after drinking another 3 of these tonight. And personal preference, not really my thing. I mean, lagers to me have to be kind of right in that zone where they don't taste like ass, but they're not overly flavorful either. And this one almost verges on being overly flavorful for me. Definitely not what I'd want to drink by a pool, but if I'm at a friend's house, maybe on a more cool fall evening, have a flogger, however Carrie pronounces it. It's not bad. So I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say a 6.5. So it's on the low end of good for me. So if I want a lager, 6.5, it's fine. And I would also argue, depending how much of this money actually goes to Ukrainian relief, I would actually raise my score even higher and say, hey, I would buy this more often. But I'm always a little skeptical of how much is actually going to this. They do say scan to learn more, so I'm actually going to do that while Kerry is giving his review because I want to learn more about this. But I'd be more inclined to give the beer a much higher rating if I knew a lot of it was going to charity, and I question how much it actually is.
Well, you see the thing on the side of the can where it says, like there's the asterisk thing, and Labatt Breweries of Canada will donate its gross profits from all sales of this beer sold in Canada to benefit the Ukrainian relief effort. Learn more at Chernigivske.ca. But I don't know. Yeah, am I up now? What's going on?
All right. Yep.
Your turn, sir.
All right. It's kind of funny that I am going after Greg for some weird reason now because like I've actually in terms of rating, kind of similar, but in terms of like beer experience, vastly different somehow.
Huh?
This is barely beer flavored water to me. Like this is almost.
Yours also much darker than mine.
I think it might just be the light. Like for me, it's like way more yellow than it's coming through on the camera.
Okay.
It's like there's like nothing to it. Like I could crush 12 of these on a patio on a hot summer day. But again, like Greg said, for him it's too much flavor. For me, it's like not quite enough, I guess. Like it's kind of too bland, which kind of kills my enjoyment. In terms of like the style, I'm going to agree with Greg and say 8. This is a very nice Euro lager. I'm enjoying it. But lagers in general aren't really my thing. And this one is just a little bit mess. So I'm going to I guess I'm gonna go 6.5. I'm gonna say the same thing Greg did. It's got a really neat kind of almost cone of bubbles coming up the middle of the glass, which is neat. But I don't know. It's good. It's not bad. Like in terms of buying a lager, buying this one because it's actually doing something for charity, and buying the beer that gives it a pretty decent, extra thumbs up in my opinion. Because usually I'd be like, why even buy a lager? It's just a lager. This one here, cool. You're helping fucking destroy all the bullshit and fuck Putin and all that stuff. But
Fuck Putin, indeed.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Enjoyed. Cheers.
Oh, I'm just going to interrupt before Nick goes in. So I had a quick look at the website. So they're a little bit flaky about how much actually gets donated, but they do say that a minimum of $5 million will be donated by Labatt InBev, whatever the fuck the company is called. So I mean, for them, it's a small amount of money, but $5 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they couldn't donate more, but at the same time, it's like if they're saying a minimum of $5 million is going to get donated, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it's something. I mean, $5 million certainly helps. So let's hope it gets put in the right places and it doesn't just fucking get.
And it's not like there's a thin profit margin. Like, how much was the beer in Ontario?
15 something for the 4-pack for 6-pack.
Yeah, it was like $16.99 here, and for a beer like this, there's gotta be some profit made on each 6-pack. All right. Speaking of which, I'm gonna take the reins here and talk about my experience with this right here. It's got a nice grassy sweetness. I don't know, like I feel like in the flavor department, you guys, Greg's saying too strong, Carrie's saying too little. I feel like it's right there. It's in the middle. It's like when I come to think about like a European pale lager or something like that, I guess maybe I get a little bit more flavor out of some beers, but I don't feel like this is lacking. What I do get a lot of it of this one, and it's kind of putting me off a little, is loads of cardboard. And you know what? Popo Jojo, I think, said it tastes kind of like Coors Light. There's a little bit of this that really does remind me of Coors Light. It's like a little bit heavier of a Coors Light, but not quite Coors Banquet. It's fucking weird. I like it. It's okay. I don't think I'm going to give it as high a rating as Carrie or Greg, but I would give it a 7 for the style. And I thought about giving it more for overall enjoyment, but I just can't. It's 5.5. I mean, I'll finish my 6-pack, but I don't know if I might buy another one of them just because of the war effort cause. But it's just like I can think of other beers that I could be than a cardboard city beer like this. It's just really cardboardy. All right. So yeah, 7 and 5.5 for me. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Holy balls, we've got a lot more comments. Oh, I wanted to point out something like side note, we were talking about Popo Jojo watching the channel. He actually looks like he's got some pretty cool on his channel, some pretty cool metal collecting videos with coins and stuff like that. I actually like collecting old coins myself, so that's kind of cool to see. All right, just wanted to give a quick shout out. So cheers, dude.
Nick is definitely a collector.
Yeah, it's not like I don't have a collection of stuff of crap. I haven't really actively collected coins since 2012, but I still got a bunch of them. Got a lot of Canadian silver dollars.
My late father has quite the coin collection. I need to take it somewhere and see what it's worth to sell. But
right, he spent his entire life collecting that coin collection. He
didn't put that much effort into it. Every time he just found something interesting, he's like, I'm just gonna put it
away. It's one of those collections where you just that's a cool coin. I'm gonna toss that in the jar.
Yeah, and now there's just like literally pounds and pounds of coins. And we're like, all right, well, we need to figure out what we can do. Some of the stuff might be worth something, so let's get rid of it.
Maybe it depends on the condition, if it's circulated or if it's well worn and used.
Well, again,
but is it a silver coin or is it a silver? So anything with silver in it's going to be worth something.
Greg's dad was 80 something when he died, right?
Yeah,
80.
He probably has coins.
Yeah, and how long was he collecting coins?
Oh, I don't know. He wasn't okay. So
again, I'm not a serious collector. but like
No,
still,
he
just,
wasn't a
like,
serious collector. I don't know, the last 40 years of his life. Just
I'm just thinking, like in those pounds of coins you have, there's potentially a couple that might actually be some cool rare.
all right. Maybe
Fucking-
at some point I'll pull out the box of coins. I'll just pull it out and we can go through it and see what it is.
That could be kind of fun. Why not?
Speaking of possibly Popo Jojo's language, like I think one of my rarest coins is I've got a 1937 Canadian silver dollar double hit point, and it's in really good condition. That it's like it's just one I bought randomly. So I don't know if it's actually worth a hell of a whole lot, but it's pretty cool. At least I like it. Anyway, I think it's a 1937. It's like the year before, like King George died, so it's not the really rare 1938. I think it was.
It's all about King Charles now.
Yeah,
he's our only.
It's all about the royalty that's on the back of the coin. Now you're gonna have King Chuck with the big ears.
We're gonna have some. All of our money is gonna be like you collect one of every bill now while you can.
They're not gonna discontinue all the old money that we have now.
Yeah.
They're just gonna put Charles on the banknotes.
And what about that? What about that crazy lady that rides around the bus and says she's the Queen of Canada? Are we gonna get her?
That tit. She was in St. John there like a few months ago. I saw her convoy go by. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Kingdom of
unfortunately, she seems to be hanging around Ontario way too often lately.
Yeah, it was weird. I was in a Tim Hortons drive-thru and I was like, "The fuck is that?" All right. So let's read some comments, and you know what? Once again, I'm going to put Greg up front.
There's actually not that.
Greg likes the attention.
I do like the attention. There's actually not that much new because what happened to Radar? Lovely dedication. Drink on. Thanks, boys. Well stated by the stuffed dog guy. I think I said something. I just don't remember what I said, but thank you.
I think that was after your description of the beer thing and stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you. Kerry wants Putin to steamroll Europe. Confirmed. I mean, we do know about Kerry's agenda, but we don't normally put on a live chat. Also, Kerry is a sleeper agent for Putin. Look out, North Bay. You'll soon be paid in rubles. I mean, it already is so north that it was pretty much Russia anyway. So, I mean,
what do you think they got him spraying the ice down? Is like almost getting people ready for?
That's right. He's trying to recreate that ice bridge. You know, Alaska and North Bay are basically the same thing.
You know, it's a chopping mall.
It's all chopping mall. Lady Lee Hardy says, "I'm going to do it more," which I assume is something sexual. But then she goes on to say, "What's next week's beer?" So she's really insistent now to know what next week's beer is, which we won't tell her just yet because Mr. Lee Russell has a comment. So the Queen is the Queen of Canada in the running for Queen of England now? From what I understand, she's also claimed she's the Queen of the world. So I would say yes, she's definitely the Queen of Canada, the Commonwealth, the world, possibly the universe. We're still waiting to get confirmation on that from the aliens. And then Bubba Sadie says, would be cheaper and easier if Charles self-identified as a queen, leave the money the same.
Not bad.
I see what he's saying. If you know what? That would actually save a whole lot of money. We should.
All you do is like do a face swap. It's the Queen's original portrait, but it's got Charles's face. That would be just fucking creepy. I think.
I mean, it's actually
creepy for your dog.
You know, the Queen's daughter sort of looks like her from like about 30, 40 years ago. So it's almost a shame.
Yeah.
It's almost a shame she just doesn't become the new queen, and then that would just save us a whole lot of money. In the meantime, yes, Charles
We're just rebooting.
Charles is going to have to dress in drag. It's really the only way we can just save money here.
So the question's been asked. I'm going to put Lady Lee's comment at despite you, but yeah, next week's beer. You know what? Maybe I should be bringing Lee's comment up here because we want him on next week if he can be. Where is
God? Pandering.
No, I'm pandering. Fucking.
It is her birthday.
No, don't he's pandering.
No, you're right. This is Lee's birthday, so let's just live with it. So we are going to do a reanalysis next week of Dortmunder Export DAB from Dortmunder Acton Brauerei, and the original Dortmunder style beer from Germany. Yay! So yeah,
They make a tasty Rattler.
I don't know if I've ever had that one, but I know I saw you have it one time.
I haven't had the grapefruit one, but they make their Lyman one. It's damn tasty. Yeah.
But Dab's one of those classic lagers. Moosehead actually came out recently with a Dortmunder export of their own. I can't get it anymore. Otherwise, I wish I could have. But it was like a one-off thing that was pretty decent. But anyway, side note, I guess that's pretty much it for the show. Any new comments here?
No, we got no more comments. So
did you do any math?
Oh no, I didn't. You know what? Let's just do some quick math on here and the graphic, and it just goes to show.
Nick, why won't you ever, Nick? Yo, you gotta follow your responsibilities, Nick. You're just not doing what you're supposed to be doing there, old Nick.
Not doing my wifely duties.
Not doing your BA 101 wifely duties. Oh.
Jesus.
I'm finishing my third. It's good beer. Not bad. Oh, Bubba said he says Dab Dark is better. I don't think I've ever even seen Dab Dark.
Yeah, Dab Dark was there. They had Dab Dark and Dab was a Doppelbock or something like that.
Okay.
Dabbelbock?
Dabbelbock. No, it was just Doppelbock. I think it was Doppelbock if I remember correctly. But I just got the original because that's what Mr. Nick said we had to do.
He is the one we must obey.
Yeah, like
Nick.
Zig Heil.
we get no. We get
Wow.
just the side eyes. Oh, I love you, Nick.
All right. So what can I use for steal an image on Google?
Wow, Nick, stealing. Next thing you know, you're going to be pirating movies like a monster.
Who would do something like that? Wow.
Yeah, really.
God. As
I
he
just use like the stock.
switches to his Pirate Bay tab to check this current movies that are out right now. Oh. An interesting movie that just got released it's got Idris Elba and I can't think of the girl, Tilda Sweeney, whatever, the girl that played. It's like about Idris Elba plays a genie.
Yeah.
It looks, and she's the one that like finds the genie, and it looks pretty interesting actually.
I preferred it when Will Smith played a genie.
I never saw that.
Jesus.
Hashtag not my genie. Robin Williams forever, baby.
Wow. Well, I mean, he's not wrong. But...
Wow, you racist.
No.
Jesus! That was a bit of a jump.
What the hell? Cheers, Baba Sadie's. This was fun. Dog walks better. He's one of, he likes watching my dog. That new one would be out tomorrow. I'm doing the editing in the background right now.
Dog walks are better.
I went for about an hour and a bit today. It was a decent walk today. It was chilly out today. Autumn has arrived a little bit.
Yeah,
I went for a mountain bike ride. I clearly didn't film it, and I did fall once, but it wasn't a great fall. It was just kind of a shitty fall.
Nice.
So. Yeah, I will say I'm kind of enjoying the fall weather. The going through the forest, all the leaves are starting to fall. It's a fun time of year.
I noticed that today on my walk. Everything's starting to change and look pretty. It's cool.
Yeah, it's still pretty warm here, but it's like it is getting to the point now where the falls, the fall's starting to come and like some of the leaves are starting to change colors here, and I feel like it's the leaves are starting to change colors here early this year.
Well, I want to say when I went out there last year, it was October-ish, wasn't it?
Yeah, you went there October,
and like on the way back, it was like your province.
Uh-oh.
And I want to say up until like halfway through Quebec, still had all the leaves, and all of a sudden we get to Ontario, and it's like just everything's barren.
You guys came at the right. See, it
Yeah.
varies from year to year what time the best time is to come here, but you guys came here at the right time last year. It was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right, so there you go. Style 7.7. Really, it was 7.7.
You picked a can that looks nothing like the can we just drank. Really terrible.
Really? 7.66. Yeah, that's great. I was like, holy shit, that's high. All right, so and it does look like our cans, dude.
Well, it does, but it's a big can. Ours aren't big cans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Also, our cans
looks
are
like our
white.
fucking cans. What?
Our cans are white. That's the silver, Nick. It's a very different.
Yeah, huh?
No, it's not.
Thank you, Greg. What do you mean? No, it's not. That's a
What
white can.
Okay. Jesus Christ, it's not fucking grammar. All right, so it's style 7.7, overall 6.2. Fuck you guys.
Wow.
Good times. That genie. Oh wait, what is Lee saying? Is Lee saying that?
Was that
Wait.
Miss Congeniality?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was. It's what's the Mad Max movies and other stuff too? It's George Miller. I think is that the guy's name? I think top of my head.
Yeah, George Miller.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty cool
Okay.
movie.
I'd be interested in checking it out if it's done by George Miller. I like that guy. He also did Happy Feet.
Oh, Happy Feet.
That movie was weird.
It was about a dancing penguin.
Yeah, just that. I remember the ending being really kind of odd, like bringing the humans into it and stuff. And
Yeah, but it's like classic George Miller style to do something like that. So
it was. I
weird.
didn't hate it. It was just weird.
You watched the fucking Mad Max movies; they were kind of bizarre too.
Yes. I don't break my bikes. My mountain bike is just dead because it was so old and
because somebody broke it.
Somebody's helping.
Or when they tried to take apart the crank that stripped the bottom bracket. So it's just
yeah, it hadn't been worked on in a while, and apparently the last people didn't grease it or something, and it was all. I'm assuming just everything had seized together, and it went, and everything came out. Yeah,
that's all right. You're supposed to grease the threads.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, mountain bikes are sort of meant to break. You kind of ride them until they eventually break on you.
Again, mine was from like the
Yours had gotten to the point where it was a classic mountain bike, though. It was like a 1990s GT Pantera,
Yeah, it was fun. I still have it. I don't even know what the fuck I don't want to just throw it away.
Trying to tell you it's time for a new bike anyway. So
yes,
even if you did fix that thing up, it's like, dude, it's still a 30-year-old bike. Get a fucking new bike.
Yeah.
Oh, here I am. I rode a fucking 30-year-old bike tonight on my group ride. So
yeah, but you do it on purpose. You rebuild these things. So
hey, Nick classic steel frame 1990s Bontrager, man. The Bontrager is rare.
Nick is the nostalgia rider.
Can't believe I actually found one.
I want Nick to start selling these bikes and make a profit.
I'm probably going to get rid of the CCM at some point. Like, I don't need it, but the Bontrager is too cool. I mean, if I had to, I'd sell it. All right. Speaking of talking about bikes, let's have everybody do this offline.
Yeah.
We know. All right. So yeah, tune in next week when we have a little dab of the good stuff. And again. And
is it dab? Dab? Is it dab?
Is it daub or dab?
What's a stupid fucking thing the kids do? Dabbing,
Is that a thing? I'm not
cool like these new kids like dab.
Is that like the same thing as the flossing? You're flossing your butt or whatever?
Is this like
it's along the same lines? It's
like
they're both equally dumb, kind of. Yeah.
It's like
it's something they do in
like someone's like propaganda film shit. All right, so
Fortnite, yeah.
Let's lie on you. Whatever. We're done.
Oh wait, where's the way?
Thanks for watching, folks.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you guys later. Here.
Penis.